Mr. Chairman, your discretion of what is a substantive change, but things such as there are
No, up to page 14. Just the changes go up to page 14.
Yeah, it goes all the way through 14.
issues such as Roman numeral 3A1B that discuss incumbent presidents and stuff. That's substantive.
Okay. Go ahead.
I was going to ask for a definition of substance.
I guess we're getting it now, because I would like to know it too. Okay. Why don't we just take it page by page really quick? Where 6th Congressional District is added on page 7. Thank you, there is a motion on the floor. Yes, I apologize, it's my error. So, can you redefine that as the maker of the motion so we have clarity with everybody what they're voting on? Huh?
Mr. Chairman, I would amend my motion to read, ask the delegation to state any item that they wish to see debate on. Any item not specified will be included in this motion and will be voted on in one.
Thank you. Who made the second on his original motion? Because we have to agree to it.
Guilford, I
Thank you.
second that.
Second. So basically, the motion has been amended for you all to bring to the table any items you want to discuss. I do want to keep in mind here that Article 9, the standing rules that are highlighted, page 15 and 16, have been tabled due to legal advice. But I do want to bring someone up afterwards to discuss that because it will be brought up at state convention. Does anybody have anything other than that item which was tabled that they wish to discuss in the highlighted areas? Representative Bluss, you represent.
I would like to ask, what's the purpose, and I may be all for it, what's the purpose of having so many first, second, and third vice chairmen instead of just the way it is now? I'm just wondering.
We have for a second, that is the way it is now.
In the plan, what's the advantage of doing it?
Chairman,
That's my
vice
question.
chairman, secretary, treasurer.
The state only requires one vice chair. The 6th district has traditionally had 3. And I believe it's never been put in the plan of organization. I think they just want to put it in the plan of organization. Since I've been your chairman, I've utilized all the chairman, vice chairman, and what I call an adopt county program. Some of the county chairs know that. Our vice chairs are assigned certain counties that if I'm unable to attend their meeting, there's a go-to source for the county chairs to go to. Keeping in mind my principle that we are here for the counties, not the other way around. Do you wish to speak? That's what I did, okay. Thank you. Does that answer your question, John? Is there anything, the motion on the floor that has been seconded, is there any item that you want to pull out for discussion? Mr. Meyer.
Mike Piccarelli from Guilford County. Article 3, the Congressional District Executive Committee. You have highlighted section 3A1F for the voting, the incumbent president of any duly organized and chartered chapter of the North, listing all the federation clubs. In the past, was there not elected officials part of the voting?
My understanding is no. They were not in the state plan, and my understanding, but like I said, from the research we did, the only 2 amendments to the state plan in the past has been the past chairman is permitted on the board. That was in 2007, and last year, the plan called for the Skyping and teleconferencing. My understanding is it's not on the state plan, and it has never been addressed as part of the district plan. Unless somebody has proof or solid to the contrary, that's what our research has led us to.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
can we go ahead and have people pull out what they'd like to discuss?
I've already mentioned that, Mr. Hart. Anybody? Last call, yes, ma'am.
Point of order, you have a motion and a second. Whether we do that or not, you need to vote on the motion. Then if that passes, then we withdraw items from the vote.
Thank you. Is that correct? Apologize for the wrong. Parliamentary is ruled. Thank you for your information. Motion on the floor, second. All those signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Now, having said it in the proper course and form, does anybody wish any item to be pulled out for discussion? Yes?
I just had something in Article 3A1F about the charter of organizations. Our county organization states that.
Come on, you gotta come up
That needs to
here.
be discussed, so put it on the list.
Okay.
Are we discussing?
No, we're just.
Wait, let's do it this way. Why don't we do it this way? That's subject for discussion. You want to pull that out? Okay, thank you. 3A1F. 3A1F. Anybody else want to pull something out for discussion by the body? Yes, sir.
Bruce Wiley, Guilford County,
Hey, Bruce.
3A1G.
3A1G. Anybody else have anything they want to discuss? Having none, I will close out that portion. Make a motion, we can close that out, we'll discuss those items.
Mr. Chairman, Matt Bowden from Rockingham County, I move that we accept all of the items except for two, Roman numeral 3A1F and 3A1G. I move that we approve all the other items as written.
And that is the entire plan of organization?
Everything except those two items.
And the first one that we've already voted.
And the one that was already voted on.
We've had one approved, but I also want to bring to the floor,
Or not approved.
Article 9 has been tabled, so that is not part of your motion. Want to make that perfectly clear.
Mary Mankin, second.
Thank you, Miriam, for second. Having done that, let's go ahead and any discussion. Two people for, or 2 minutes, two people against.
Matt Bowden from Rockingham, call the question.
Thank you very much, sir. Calling the question, all those, yes, sir.
A call to question isn't just someone jumping up and calling a question. Call to question is a motion that has to be voted on.
Correct? You're out of order. Thank you, John.
Mr. Chairman,
We're voting, we're making a motion to close debate and vote.
That's correct. That would be more appropriate, close the debate and then move to the vote. Do we have a second on that? Thank you very much. Discussion. The motion is to close the discussion on the plan organization. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed? Hearing none. Now, we'll go ahead and go for a motion of a vote. All those in favor of the plan of organization with the 3 exceptions taken out, the one motion that was tabled, the 2 that the delegation wants to discuss. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, thank you very much. We'll go back to item 3A1F. We'll go ahead and hang on a second, Joe. We'll let the maker of this was what, Rockingham County also? Who submitted that, Rockingham County? Okay. This was submitted by, I'll let you go ahead and discuss it, by Steve Herb, which was aligning all the district's plan of organizations. Wording came from the plan of organization of District 3. Steve, come on up here, and you will have 2 minutes pro to discuss, and then we'll bring Julie up. Okay, you want to transition? Come on up here. Okay, thank you. Anything for the sake of time, I will do. Name your
Julie Emmons from Alamance County. I just have one thing I'd like to add to this. Any duly organized charter or charter chapter, as long as the club is active, our county plan of organization clearly states that if someone receives a seat on the executive committee, as the president or chairman of a chartered organized club, that club needs to be active. You can have a scenario where someone is chartered and organized, they don't meet for a year, they still have a chairman or president, and that person has a say in executive committee business. Even though it's not a vote, they're in the room. And so I would like to add, as long as the club is active, or language that is acceptable to the body, just to clarify this statement. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie. Having heard that, do I have a motion to put that insertion in as active and accept 3A? Thank you, Steve Carter. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, John. I didn't hear you. I didn't know if it was Julie or you saying. Appreciate it. Any discussion? Any discussion? Hearing none. Discussion's closed. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. We're going to go to 3A1G. 3A1G. The 6th Congressional District Executive Committee may elect its voting membership, one at-large member from each of the counties within the district. Such elections will be at the discretion of the Executive Committee at its first regular meeting after district convention. Who asked for that? You want to come up here, Bruce, and give a little insight why you'd like us to discuss it, sir? Secretary for Record, Bruce Wiley from Guilford.
The clarification that I was trying to gain here, and I want somebody to speak for this so I have more insight into what the idea was behind this. So the one thing I would point out about this that I have a concern with is that the counties have the right to elect their representatives on the 6th District Committee. So Guilford elects its membership, 10, 11 members. Each county elects their own. The way I read this, a member from Guilford County could be elected by the Executive Committee that was not someone that the Guilford County Party wanted to serve on the committee, because all the other counties could vote for this person. So it now looks like you're going to have other counties deciding who is representing a county they're not a part of. So I think this is a bad plane change way to set it right now.
Thank you, Bruce. So your concern basically is that it looks like that the Executive Committee would be appointing the at-large members, not the counties themselves.
The one additional large, as this is stated.
Okay, do we have any discussion for? Go ahead.
Point of
State your
order.
name and county.
Steve Herr, Rockingham.
Yes.
And the purpose for this addition was just to give the executive committee an additional one person from each county, and it would have to be from all counties, to add to the executive committee. Say you may have had some former chairman or people like that we wanted to add to the executive committee.
Thank you. Angie, what was your question?
Well, my point, we were just asking if it was in addition to what we already had as.
That is correct.
He was answering it as I was asking.
Thank you. I'm glad. I just want to make sure you were taken care of.
I was thinking.
Because if I don't take care of you, I'll never see cupcakes again. Having said that, any more discussion on this amendment? Yes, go ahead.
Tricia Randall, Orange County. Could you just put in that last line at the discretion of the county executive committee? Instead of.
I have no problems if you guys decide that you want to do it that way. Bruce, would you, yes, go ahead. Go ahead, Mr. Mayor.
What she just said.
Okay, she said at the bottom, this next to last line, the election shall be at the discretion of the county executive committee.
Each county.
Each county.
The individual council.
Mr.
Chairman.
Wait, hang on, we got three people standing up. John Bliss was first.
Well, I was just going to point out, and I don't know if this is pro or not, it's probably con, but the at-large for the 6th Congressional District is based on the population of the counties.
Exactly.
If you then add one from each county later, you are diluting that population requirement in some way.
Thank you, Representative Bliss. Mike, you were the next one up.
No, I was actually going to say exactly what he said. It's based off of a formula which is not taken.
Go ahead, you're next.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to second our motion because we're trying to grow a party, and I've been part of that for the last 50 years. I've been a district chair, a county chair, and multiple times over the past 50 years I've been involved in this party. And no one knows better than the county itself to elect a at-large member to serve on this committee, one person, because where we only have 6 precincts in Orange County, we need that extra person, and I think many of the counties will. So I think it's all in order for me to second that motion to put one from the county. This body doesn't know who in Orange County is going to work hard. or serve hard. And I don't know who in one of your counties will, but we do know our own. And that's why I second this motion.
Chair recognizes Mr. Bruce Wilder.
I do need a clarification because to John's point, let's say Guilford County has allowed 13 members on the 6th District Committee. Those 13 members then sit on the State Executive Committee. We can't just add a 14th person. That person can't be seated on the State Executive Committee. This doesn't stipulate any of that.
Okay, makes sense?
Yes.
It's just, this is for the district, not the state. That's what I'm being told, Bruce.
But it doesn't say that.
I know, I understand. But you're saying the language is not in there
Yeah.
that is fulfilling the intent. Correct.
And
Yes, go ahead.
I was not making a motion, I was just asking basically to clarify.
We could, there's no motion, there is no motion on the floor at this time. Go ahead, Karen.
I move to call the question.
Well, there's no move to call the question. What would be proper in order at this time, is there a motion relating to 3A1G?
Can I make a motion that we remove that totally because we can't add?
Thank you. Do I have a second for that motion?
Mike Piccarelli.
Mike Piccarelli, thank you very much. Having that, any discussion? Discussion closed. All those signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion is, we take it out. Having said that, I'm under the impression at this time, volunteering and the executive board, that we are done with the business with the plaintiff organization. Let's go ahead to resolutions. Yeah. Give the chair a second, please. Delegates, my understanding, let's go to page 27. Page 27. The first resolution on Common Core. This resolution has been submitted by Orange, Surrey, and Rockingham County. Good. Now, understand these resolutions, if they're voted upon on the district level, will be submitted to the state for vote upon at the state convention in June in Cherokee. Yeah. Yeah, we're just taking it one at a time. The point of order of information, first resolution is on state, second resolution is on federal. There's two common cores, page 28 and 27. Resolutions introduced by Orange, Surrey, and Rockingham County. If there's a motion to be made, if you want to make it, yes, I would entertain it.
Area Makers, Rockingham County, I make a motion that we accept the resolution against Common Core standards.
Make a resolution, Ms. Marion, is it both resolution, page 27, page 28, and 28? Okay, thank you very much. Do I have a second? Oh, wait, I'm going to recognize my chairman. That's chair privilege. Gary Tilley, go ahead, Gary.
From Surrey County, I second that motion.
Thank you, sir. I wanted you on the record for once, because you're a quiet guy. Having said that, we have a motion. Any discussion on these resolutions? Rules call for 8 minutes. 2 people for, 2 people against. Hearing none. Discussion closed. All those in favor of the resolution signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? Resolution is carried on district level before into the state. We're going to go to page 29. Page 29. Page 29, resolution opposing the 2012 RNC rules change. This resolution was voted upon and submitted by Rockingham County. No.
So it's just a straight vote?
Then the chairman has been advised, because these came through committee, the county submitted it, no first or second are required, discussion will be open, and then we'll go ahead and vote. No first or second is necessary, the floor is open for any discussion, 8-minute time limit, 2 people for, 2 people against. Any discussion on this resolution? Any discussion on this resolution? Hearing none, the discussion portion is closed. We'll be going for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? Aye. My ears are tough. Mindy, all those in favor, stand, please. I'm not going to make this mistake twice. Joanne, I can't believe she's asking you to stand.
I know.
Are you standing, sir? Chairman, that's 33.
That is 4 passes 33. Against, please stand. Chair instructs me to go ahead and do a physical count.
While we're waiting, I'd like to remind you, as a commercial plug, that we have 2 young people in the back selling hot dogs and drinks.
And chips.
Chair's been handed no. We do want to make information, I think some of you people know, we're proud that we brought the 6th District website back up. This information's been on the website for a few weeks. With links for research on the various items. Thank you, Mr. Collins. Because it's your wife that did the website.
Are you standing, sir?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
That's 42, Chairman.
Resolution fails. Yeah, that's correct. Let's go ahead and turn the page. Page 30. 6th Congressional District Resolution on the Second Amendment to the United States Constitution. This was voted upon and submitted to committee by Orange County. Since it came up through the committees of the district, no first or second are required. We will open the floor for discussion. 8-minute time limit, 2 for, 2 against. Anybody like to discuss? Any discussion? Hearing no people standing for discussion, period of discussion is closed. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? Yes, it passes. Unless I heard there was a nay out there, I didn't. Delegates, I'd like you to go to page 31. Page 31. Resolution in support of U.S. House Resolution 411. Resolution 411. Yes, sir.
I would move that the 8th paragraph, the last whereas, be removed from the resolution.
No, the last word. What, since it's come through committee, John, we'll go ahead and do that part of the discussion. And then we'll call for if there's a modification after. Yes, Mr. Mike.
May I request that this whole resolution be read out loud, please?
All right, we'll be glad to. Who wants to read it? I'll go ahead and read it. Whereas the Rockingham County and the 6th District Republican Party conventions in 2012 passed a resolution calling for the impeachment of Attorney General Eric Holder for high crimes and misdemeanors. And whereas the 2012 resolution was personally presented to the Honorable Howard Coble in 2012, whereas Article 1, Section 2, Clause 5 of the United States Constitution makes it clear that impeachment rests in the House of Representatives, it is a clear obligation placed upon the House to maintain and not only the integrity of the government, but the separations of power, but also the confidence of the people in their government. Whereas Article 2, Section 4 of the Constitution leaves no choice for the House in this matter, this clause makes it clear that Attorney General Eric Holder must be impeached. The President, Vice President, all civil officers of the United States shall be removed from office on impeachment or convicted of treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors. Whereas, as a result of Fast and Furious hearings, Attorney General Eric Holder was found in contempt pursuant to Article 2, Section 4, finding that findings require the House to impeach Eric Holder, e.g. Eric Holder is a civil officer, contempt is a misdemeanor, and this clause requires impeachment, shall be impeached. Whereas a failure to impeach will send a clear message to Attorney General Eric Holder and other civil officers that they are above the law and have no limits upon the desired, no matter how malignant or precocious. Edmund J. Randolph warned during the Constitutional Convention that shall no regular punishment be provided, speaking of impeachment, it will be irregularly inflicted by the tumults and insurrections. And whereas the Honorable Pete Olson, representative from Texas, along with 25 other patriots to date and servants of the people, having the fortitude to seek justice, were our own elected representatives in Congress, the Honorable Howard Coble has failed to act, introducing co-sponsored House Resolution 411 entitled Impeaching Eric Holder, Attorney General of the United States for High Crimes and Misdemeanors. Therefore, be it resolved, the 6th District Republican Party in convention does support the impeachment of Eric Holder and supports Resolution 411. Be it therefore that the convention will forward this resolution and a letter to clearly convey these wishes to the Honorable Howard Coble to immediately co-sponsor House Resolution 411. Be it resolved that the convention will also move forward this resolution for the candidate for the 6th District Representative letter to all candidates for 6th District Representative to promise to co-sponsor House Resolution 411 upon taking office when elected. That is the resolution as read. We are open for discussion. 8 minutes is the limit. 2 minutes for, 2 people for, 2 people against. Mr. Mayor, are you for or against?
Point of order, are you going to read the attached letter?
Yes.
Is there any reason why we must use what is already written?
I have no idea, but at this point, I think since we read the resolution, the letter's already been presented to the,
Mr. Chairman.
yes, go ahead, sir.
There's an item in paragraph 6 whereas, missing word, they are not above the law. The statement is they are above the law.
Oh, that's.
No, it says a
I don't think
failure
any of us
to
believe
impeach
it.
will send a message that they are above the law.
It will send the
The
message to them
failure
that they
to
are.
impeach sends the message that they are.
I think in order to instead of picking this apart, it went through committee, like to hold discussion for and against. I'd like to have 2 people for, 2 people against. Come on up, why don't you, anyone who wants to speak, please come on up here. Yes, I know, I'll give you a chance to speak. Phyllis, you coming up? You gonna speak? Then come on up. We have a 2 against, 1 for. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll give you the author of this resolution from Rockingham County who will discuss it. You have 2 minutes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Anyone that thinks that Attorney General Eric Holder is doing a stellar job, I would encourage you to vote against this resolution. Anyone that stands up and arbitrarily states that they will not enforce parts of the United States Code because they don't feel that they're, quote, appropriate or that the time has come that they should be changed is legislating from the judicial branch. We talk a lot about the rule of law, and about what we need to do to get our government back on track. The unfortunate situation is that anything that's controversial is immediately labeled, and with the current administration, it's labeled racist. On February the 25th, the Coalition of African American Pastors called for impeachment of Attorney General Eric Holder. The Reverend William Owens stated, quote, "If Obama was a white man, he would have been impeached," end quote. We have a duty, as do our elected representatives, to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. When I enlisted in the military many years ago, I took that same oath, as did our Congressman, Mr. Coble. If you don't believe that taking that oath requires you to do certain things, whether they be unpleasant or unpopular, then you shouldn't stand up and hold office. The men of good character are the ones that stand up when the time is difficult in extraordinary circumstances and take a position that may not necessarily be popular, but is in fact right. Attorney General Eric Holder was held in contempt of Congress. He has committed a number of other violations. Thank you. It is a simple fact that if we want to get the Obama administration under control, we must start using that great document that our founders gave us, the Constitution, to bring them or to hold them accountable. I would encourage you to vote for this resolution. Thank you.
Speaking against, Phyllis, you have 2 minutes off.
Thank you very much. I am sorry to see that the 6th District, after complimenting Howard Coble so much earlier, now wants to tear him apart. And at the end of his career, send him a letter like this. I've been an elected official, and I know what it's like that you can't please everybody all the time. There are times that you have to do things that you might not even want to do. And there are times you can't do what you would like to do because you're one person. And Howard Coble cannot make but so much happen in Washington, D.C. And to send you